environment can play a big role in making it hard to change or shift gears with our emotions? Well, lots of research and scientific evidence is showing that it does. And it takes some time and a lot of practice to be able to have self-mastery or self-regulation in managing our difficult emotions or our difficult behavioral responses without changing the environment. So one of the things that is incredibly useful and highly advocated for in early child development is calm down spots or quiet spots. And I want to talk today about the use and the benefit of this. So the benefit of this is that it's a special space inside a fixed environment. So fixed meaning we can't just up and move out of it to get ourselves regulated or to get ourselves calmed down. So within our fixed environment, that place that doesn't change, we have a special space, a special spot that is made just to go and relax or calm down. So the beauty of this is that, again, that environment has its own cue. So a cue is kind of a signal that comes to us that even happens at a biological level and definitely a mental and emotional level that says this is what this is for. So just like we get a cue for a birthday party that when cake comes out it's time to sing a song, we all know that cue. This calm down spot or the quiet spot can offer that same kind of just automatic cue to take a moment to change and move the way that you're feeling. So there's many different ways to use the calm down spot as far as where it's located. It really, needs to be somewhere that's accessible to everybody, but it doesn't have to be in a specific space, in a specific area. The guidelines around it, again, are that accessibility. So everybody has a chance to access it, but it's not in the middle and the thick of everything. So it's set somewhere apart to where it's not isolated away. You're not like in a box or in a closet kind of isolated away, but you're also not going to have constant activity right around you. Usually it's a small space, small enough for one person to sit into or an adult and a child or something like that, symbolized by either a special piece of furniture or even just a carpeted mat or something like that. And the activities inside the calm down area or the quiet area are actually pretty important, because the idea is we're going there because our emotions are getting too intense or the elevation of the thing that we're feeling is getting overwhelming. And so we want to have things that are going to bring that down. So we try to have stuff that's very sensory oriented. So sensory is all those things, your touch, sight, smell. We don't really use taste in the sensory spot. And hearing not so much either, because again we're in an environment that has other activities going on. So really sensory wise, we're looking at touch, we can have some smell, and we can have some sight. So a lot of the activities that go in for early education, which are about the 1 to 5 year olds, would be things that are just hand manipulative. So whether it's a little squeezy stress ball or it's a small little kind of rainmaker, it makes a little bit of noise, there's some movement for them to watch, but it's not overwhelmingly loud. Books, especially books with feeling things on it, or sometimes you can find books that have like rotational things that you can move. So there's a little bit of activity, but not an overwhelming amount of activity in what they're using and what they're doing. Also having tools, specific tools that help the child both identify the way that they're feeling and identify a new way that they want to feel. So there's a lot of social emotional learning things that we can do ourselves. We can download off of a computer. We can look for resources that our schools are using and then kind of duplicate those at home. Or there are short stores like Lakeshore that has a lot of tools and products that are specific to this kind of learning. But there's a lot of resources out there that we can get on our own. And the idea of this calm down or quiet spot is kind of triple fold. First, it's a space that can be safe, again, in that fixed environment. Safe meaning I need a minute, I'm feeling a lot, I'm getting overwhelmed, I need to go somewhere. Two, it starts the process of self-regulation and emotional management. So these are crucial pieces in social emotional learning, and these are all really important pieces that make us stronger and more adaptable, basically more successful in our adult life. So when we can go and start to identify our emotions, think about what we want instead, work to manage, so we're bringing that emotion down and then we're moving that emotion, we are learning how to regulate our internal environment, our own selves. So this is really powerful in helping our children and even as adults navigate environments and life and social settings and really learning how to be more adaptable without a lot of conflict inside. So the calm down spot is something I definitely advocate for to be used in homes as well as child early education centers all the way up. I mean, to some degree, a lot of adults have adopted quiet or calm down spots. They have their space. They have, man caves or she sheds or, whatever you want to call it, are in essence the same thing. So these are really adaptable throughout all of the ages.